Hi. Yes, Psychic Frank's Mystery School, and that's Gabby Hayes, my parrot, my trusty co-host. I'm Psychic Frank. I'm a psychic healer who uses numerology and astrology when people make an appointment to get in on things. When the astrology numerology go hand in hand, you've got the right vibe there. And it's just something I learned around 40 years ago, and I just turned 72. It's been wonderful. It's yeah. So since I do when BayVac was open, Bay Area Video Coalition, they've been facilitating SF Commons here in San Francisco, and excuse me. But I had a show for twice a month. I'd be in this beautiful flash studio built with the Obama stimulus money, and I was able to take calls from the general public and give people their numerology and astrology. They'd tell me their birthday. I'd open my ephemeris, and I'd pick tarot cards for them, and it was a lot of fun, and I missed that. To be honest, as if I'm never not honest. So anyway, but there's a season for every purpose under heaven, and when fishermen can't go to sea, they mend their nets. And I've been enjoying my solitude because Mars has been in my 12th house. So having Mars in your 12th house for 6 months is very much hermity, and I love being the hermit. I get peopled out real fast. That's why I'm so into birds. Gabby, come here, honey. Come here, darling. Come on, say hello to everybody. I've been studying Joe Biden's chart and the United States of America, and the 900-pound gorilla in the moon room. And gorilla's a vegetarian, so when I say that, I'm talking about a gentle animal. I mean, anything you piss off could hurt you. Remember that guy, the crocodile hunter there, that Australian guy? They made so much fun of him. But he used to go out of his way to piss off animals to get them to react, and then he finally got eaten by, he got killed by an animal. Anyway, shake that off there. No, animals are a higher intelligence, if you ask me. Oh, yeah, so the 900-pound gorilla in the room, and I mean that in all beautiful highest regards to my brothers and sisters, the gorilla family, is the conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn. They will be entering Aquarius on 12/21, 2020. It's Jupiter for a year, Saturn for 2.5 years, and then in a couple of years from now, Pluto will go into Aquarius. And I believe at that time, Saturn will still have at least 6 months there. So, Pam Youngham's overview for December and January, because we'll get back and talk more about the upcoming uh, November 30th. Uh, 1 second, please. Gemini full moon, lunar eclipse. That's the sun and moon will be in opposition. 8 degrees Sag, 28 degrees Gemini. Moon, 8 degrees Gemini. Sun, 8 degrees Sag. But right now, see, tomorrow here in San Francisco, Saturday the 21st, that will be tomorrow at 12:40 p.m. here on the West Coast. The sun enters Sag. So right now the sun is like 29 degrees Scorpio. So that's why I wanted to get this show done today. Uh, so I can enjoy this fiery, not, just seemed like a good thing to do today. Take advantage of this intense. The intensity is going to lighten up, and as I said, all this Aquarius energy in the United States of America is happening. We have an Aquarius moon, so this is going to be on our south node in the money house. So we got Pluto headed for our first Pluto return, 27 Capricorn, and we've got Saturn and Jupiter 0 degrees Aquarius within an 8 degree order of our 7 degrees south node. It's taking our superhuman intelligence and bringing it through our heart uh, North Node in Leo. It's all about the mystical marriage and the heart chakra. See, the heart chakra is always going to tell you why it's upset. You're going to waste all your energy allowance trying to convince the heart chakra something it's never ever going to buy. So that's why the head has to override it like a protective parent and say, life's a mystery. Just go, like, talk to your mind sometimes. Like the other day, I woke up with an ache. You know, sometimes you sleep crooked. And when you get older, those aches can take a little while to, that rubber band to snap back. And it lasted for 2 days, and I started conjuring up all these horrible scenarios that were going down. When it's simply gone now, I feel like a kid. But for 2 days, I had an ache, and I finally just talked to my mind, and I said, "Would you just stop it? Yes, you're fascinating. You could have written horror movies, but." Uh, like Groucho Marx used to say on his show, "You Bet Your Life." You're a fascinating couple, and we could go on for hours, but it's time to play You Bet Your Life. I talk to my mind like that sometimes. You're a fascinating mind, and we could really go on for hours. But you know what? Thank you for sharing that. Anyway, so all this Aquarius energy, literally the dawning of the age of Aquarius, will be in opposition. Wow. Have you just that's never happened before. It's a lead cut glass, and she usually perches on it. But anyway, the spirit got her. The spirit got her. Oh yeah, Joe Biden. I knew this was going to be an opposition. Yeah, this is all happening in our money house. Second house, eighth house, never look back. With that opposition, personal transit, or in this case, we're all feeling it. The world is feeling it. We look back for 1 second, it all turns to crap. Like my mentor, rest her soul, Louise Hay, used to say, you wouldn't, God forbid, go into a dumpster to make tonight's dinner. Don't go into old mental garbage to come up with today's reality. The past is over and gone. They are free. I am free. All is well in my life. But I was looking at President-elect Joe Biden's birth chart, and he has Pluto 7 degrees Leo. Oh, so all this Aquarius energy in his money house, because he has a Sag rising, uh, is going to be in, like right now, all those planets, Jupiter and Saturn, are opposition to his Jupiter in Cancer. So, and now on the 21st of December next month, this whole dawning of the age of Aquarius stuff is going to be happening. So naturally, Pluto is the pictures Norman Rockwell forgot to paint. It's X-rated. It's horrendous. It's G-rated rather. It's not even fit. Children aren't fit to live through it. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's a nasty, and that's what this President Biden is walking into now. Things are these people that adore Donald Trump, and every time he does these horrible things, I was thinking the other day of a movie, the Pride of Miss Jean Brodie, a '60s film with Maggie Smith about an English, a British teacher, and at one point she's the students. This girl is bragging about her brownie merit badges, and Miss Brodie, Maggie Smith, says to her, for those who like that sort of thing, that's the sort of thing they would like, And I say, well, for those who like that sort of thing, this is the sort of thing they would like. But this is no Girl Scout badges thing. This guy is cruelty is the point. There's no way you can get around the nastiness. So having once again. On President-elect Joe Biden, having all this action happening right on in opposition to his planet Uranus there. That's something sudden. Something sudden can take 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 hold. I'm looking for Gabby. She could be sneaking up at me at any moment. Oh, so yeah, there's going to be from it starts in December for the next year, an unraveling of disclosure, waves of disclosure, as Pam Gregory said. You know, I was watching a nurse on TV, and one of the really intense. You know, they're lining bodies up outside in refrigerator. I mean, it's testing everything. You know, the fiber of everyone's being is being tested, especially these first responders. And this one woman, this nurse, said that even on with patients, she said patients, even on their deathbed, with their last breath, and then they died. Their last words are, "I don't believe COVID-19 is." Belief systems are very, very. Come here, honey. Come here. Come over here. Belief systems are very, very strong, you know, and thoughts. Okay, beliefs are just thoughts you keep on thinking, and thoughts can be changed. I just saw a quote about. Uh, oh, I put it somewhere so I wouldn't lose it. Uh, it was like the people that are going to be surviving these transits are those who don't, who can relearn and re-believe. Oh, I had that, and it was such a good one. It was such a good one. It was the illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn and unlearn and relearn. Yeah, see, that's what's happening now. Starting with the Big Bang Theory never happened. It was the invention in 1927 of a priest, a Catholic priest, the same time Hubble discovered the planet Uranus. And isn't it interesting? Uranus, the ruler of Aquarius, is ruling now. This is, well, let's get right to Pam Gregory. Remember, thoughts can be changed, but remember, when you're working on integrating a new thought pattern, a healthier, more evolved thought pattern into your conscious and, of course, your subconscious, you can't just do like one or two affirmations. You got to repeat them. You got to like make. Yeah, I don't sit around and count my affirmations, or I call them prayers. I just to keep on affirming. And really, I've gotten to the point when I suggest everybody get to this point, praying solely for your creator, God, aka whatever you Jah will, Mother, Father, God's will for you, and the courage and power to carry that out. And you're home free. Easy peasy. You know, what could be easier than that? So Pan Youngam said, overview for December and January. Oh, this is such a great time to be alive. Yeah, we're 6 months of Mars in Aries. Yeah, that's why on the Friday the 13th, when Mars went direct, we saw that pent up explosion. And we're going to see more. It says, we've now crossed the most expansive desert that has been the year 2020. We've encountered many snakes lurking behind rocks and had to search far and wide for the spiritual waters to restore our souls. Pan Yugams wrote that. I think that's beautiful. But the radiant beauty of our environment and our fellow travelers has been heart opening at times. They say hearts have to break a few times for them to open. I don't like it. Break sounds kind of violent, but you know what I mean. Excuse me. With each step, each day, we have drawn closer to what we are hoping is an oasis. Uh, the greatly anticipated alignment of Jupiter and Saturn in progressive Aries. We are aware of the paradox. See, Uranus is associated, Aquarius is associated. Uranus is the ruling planet of Aquarius, is associated with lightning bolts. It's revolutionary. And Aquarius, as they say, a greatly anticipated alignment of Jupiter and Saturn in progressive Aquarius. Now, Jupiter's in Aquarius every 12 years, with Saturn every 12 or 30 years. So we haven't had Saturn in Aquarius, and this Pluto, that's 450 years. So we are aware of the paradox that we seek replenishment from Aquarius, the water bearer, which is an air sign. That's why I'm saying revolutionary breakthroughs of disclosure. One, the Big Bang Theory never happened. Two, medicine made a wrong turn and they just kept on going, taking mind out of the mind body spirit equation. And we'll know exactly when they get the memo, and science, medical community has restored hope to their do no harm vows and really practice, like I say, mind, body, spirit, is when you're watching TV and an ad comes on. And the pharmaceutical, there's oh yeah, we got to restore truth in truth in ads, truth in advertisement is it's been flushed down the toilet so long ago. It's just a vacant memory to somebody as old as I am. It's always been rare, but it was still there. Now there's not even corporations. If anybody was to tell the truth in advertising, they wouldn't be in business. It's just we've created this catch-22 that's fatal. As I said, if you're watching TV and you see a pharmaceutical ad with the man telling you that before you even attempt this, work with an alternative healer. If your mind is depressed, if you have anxiety, get to a Tibetan monastery and work with thousands of years of wisdom and learning how to tame the wild stallion of their mind. Now, people have trouble with their mind. The first thing they want is go to a doctor, get a script to calm my mind. No, I said to someone once, let your mind swarm with thoughts sometimes. Don't try to fight it. The mind's a dynamic thing, It's like this puffed, this big dragon puffs because they puffed the magic dragon. But, it's ridiculous trying to, Shiva's always dancing on this dwarf. She's stepping on the body of a dwarf, and the dwarf represents, she's trampling on the illusion which leads mankind astray. So anyway, well, there goes Gabby. There goes Gabby. So we are aware of the paradox that we seek replenishment from Aquarius, the water bearer, which is an air sign. Um, so when the pharmaceutical people are telling you, yeah, if you're a man having prostate problems, you're stuck in your thinking and you're getting pissed off too much. The more as I said earlier, you gotta learn. Getting old ain't for sissies, You no offense to effeminate men or women, whatever, but you gotta let a lot of things roll off your back. So many times, people will tell me there's horrible things about what they've gone through: open heart surgery, strokes, all kinds of really bad stuff, and then after this pregnant pause to change the subject, they'll come out with something that pisses them off and wanting me to chime in and say, oh yeah, I hate that too. Don't you hate when that happens? When actually I could see that there's no coincidence. What they just told me is the reason they've gone through all that stuff. So as polite as I can be, I say to these people, and it's not just one. I'm making it a composite, but it's a lot of people. And I just say, well, you like I say, you got to let things roll off your back. What does this bother you? Yeah, it's around, it's in your consciousness, but you're not God. Like as I said, it keeps on bothering me that this woman I worked with for 3 years won this amazingly difficult case. And then after the case was won and money wasn't an issue, it was millions of dollars, millions and millions of dollars. It became obvious that her hatred for her brother, who abused her for years, was as I said on my last couple of shows, had worked so hard to help her because I was under the illusion she wanted to jump off that wheel of Dharma. And instead, I got thrown off the wheel of that Dharma. People are attached to their misery. So many times when I used to do big fairs, people would say, "Hey, Psychic Craig, don't heal me too much. I got my Social Security going on, or I got my housing, or this or that. Not knowing that the same power that heals them isn't just going to leave them on a rock. There's the universe is unlimited. Like Louise Hay used to say, money is the easiest thing in the world to manifest. Does that statement bother you? Good. Now we have a place to start. So yeah, there's going to be all kinds of. Oh, you're just having a fun day, aren't you? Gabby's crawling all over something here. Yeah, she's working her way over here. Yes, so and pharmaceuticals companies will tell you don't own. Don't like just this morning I was watching the morning news on local TV and the ads were like uh, your fill in the blank, your heart disease, your baldness, your obeseness, your cancer, God forbid, your liver failure is all, then once, because they know once you own it, they got you. They got you. You're hooked. Like I don't mean to, thank God I love my viewers, and I didn't mean to say you're all marks. Those of you I'm not insulting my viewers. I'm not going to shoot myself in the foot. I love everybody, especially my viewers who support what I'm doing. But the fact is, they're using you as a mark. But I don't want to, you shouldn't call people marks. Facebook has as a member of Facebook, why don't you all get together and force Facebook to do away with this friend unfriend thing? I mean, it's like, what is it, 2.7 billion people on the planet are friending and unfriending people on the drop of a hat. I was just thinking this morning, because my birthday was just a few days ago, and, gifts and calls from all over the world, and it was just really heartwarming. And, I really felt the love. And then I was just thinking this morning, yeah, every single person I've known for like 40 years or so, since 82, since my new life happened, since my out of body experience, and my old life went away and this whole new life happened. I thought I was a walk-in. This whole new experience now, all these friendships I cherish now. There's been times when we didn't talk. There's been times when we had differences. One time I walked out of a car at a red light because I had to get away from this person I was with, and we're best friends now. There's a thin line between love and hate, but you can't be in love and not have those those pregnant little moments where you're not, you know. There's no, like I adore Gabby. Yes, I adore you. But there's every now and then that little moment where you just but I take a deep breath and it gone. The next minute, she'll come over and just tilt her head and just strike a little pose. And then the corners of her smile, she's coming. Come here, Gabby. Come here. Come on, Gabby. Let's get over here. So I'm saying now, as Pan Youngum says, oh, come on, up here. Uh, as the 11th sign, Aquarius, as the 11th sign of zodiac, Aquarius represents the 11 stages in progress of spiritual growth, that of transmutation. Humanity has been in training for our initiation into this new phase of spiritual mastery for months, if not years. Well, I've said many times it was 68 when when the big planets were in Virgo, preparing us for where we are now. In 2020, we've navigated our way through the Sun, Saturn, Pluto alignment, the three Pluto Jupiter conjunctions, Pluto Eris squares, and much more, all in preparation for a bold new leap into the future. Is humankind finally ready? Have we done enough? Have we proven to the cosmos and to ourselves that our species deserves another chance to create heaven on earth? Most importantly, do we have the courage and faith to hold the intended intention needed to facilitate our collective healing? You know, there used to be this show, Short Attention Span Theater, and it was a real funny show. Yeah, come up here. Come up here, honey. Sure. I'm afraid she's coming up here for something. There's, I got here. You see that little head there? It's like Lenny Bruce. He goes to his agent. He goes, "Yeah, I need some bread, man." He goes, "Oh, I'll make you a sandwich." He goes, "No, no, no, you don't understand. I got a monkey on my back." He says, "Oh yeah, we need an animal act." Yeah, well, I got a monkey. I got a bird on my back. No, come on. Okay, this is over. Come on. No, 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 no. Come on, over here. Oh, oh, oh. Excuse me. Oh, well, now I'm shorter. I was sitting on a cushion. Excuse me for that. Well, I'm doing the best I can. So I'm saying there'll be, and actually Pam Gregory on her video, I was really interesting. I told her, yeah, medicine's leaving the mind out of mind, body, spirit. Like a pharmaceutical company ad where they say, but no matter what we give you, if they would say something like Bernie Siegel, Dr. Bernie Siegel quote, without that faith, deep faith and conviction that life in you is unobstructed, all the medicine and techniques of medicine are of no avail. If they would level and say that to you, which is the God's honest truth, unless you have in you, I mean, all the pills, if you lost that will to live, if your spirit, if your mind's in a sewer, if you've been generations of taught that, this, you got a death sentence, you got a time bomb in your chest, it's going to go off any minute, your father didn't live past it. I mean, it goes on and on and on. People believe their genealogy. Now, oh my God, now they've taken everything. At the end of the Piscean age is happening. That's what they're telling us now. See, Capricorn represents governments, power, ruled by Capricorn Saturn. Nobody loves Saturn. Saturn's the wet blanket, the rain on the parade thing. It's also the hand of destiny. Puts doors where, even when it does its best, which is the structure of your life, it's always when it gets out of the picture do you have fun again. Saturn it's just boring heavy. It's just saying heavy is my brother. Saturn is just heavy. But now, as I said, people look for the air, especially with the North Node in Gemini, that polarity, Saturn, North Node Gemini, those Gemini twins, one's mortal, one's immortal. I'm not even going to, I know Donald Trump's chart, Trump, I keep on calling him Donald Trump. Yeah, popularized by Edward Hubble in 1927. Yeah, the Big Bang Theory. 1927, the Big Bang Theory. No, no, no. It's all wrong. And think about it now, how science is so powerful and they're on a crisis, so they come up with these TV shows that totally kick psychics. Well, man, you should have seen him kicking Edgar Allan Poe. Man, you should see how they kick psychics, man. They make us, and I thought it was through when Carl Sagan died, and then we get Carl Sagan reincarnates now for the benefit of Mr. Kite. Carl Sagan has incarnated in the form of what's that man of color's name? Tyson. Tyson. Yeah, he's reincarnated. Yeah, Neil deGrasse Tyson. There, he's the big yucking it all up. In the pocket, bought and paid for by the science community now. When it's more and more and more, there's more and more science. They're finding more and more tangible evidence that in our galaxy, that they're saying there's stars happening right in that space that predate the Big Bang. So as Rupert Sheldrake says, this thing was, give us one miracle, we'll fill in the rest. Yeah, we would know when the medical community gets mind, body, spirit, as the TV pharmaceutical ads will noticeably be not getting our heads and planting cancer seeds and selling whatever, you know, whatever the people that whatever they're pushing. Remember these people. There's no cure in cancer. There's no, so they wonder why. Oh, we're so shocked. Well, we don't trust the virus. Well, a lot of the boomers now, I'm one of them, are 70 in our 70s, and and we we've been hearing this. We're this close to cancer, and we keep on. Well, we're getting further and further away from the cure for cancer. I had a list here of how many people die in treatment. Oh, it was an interesting list, and then I put it down somewhere. Oh, Lord have mercy. Okay, so all this stuff is going on second house, eighth house. If you're living in the United States or you want to, it's, as I said earlier, it's worth repeating. Any polarity, personal or with your business, or in this case, the country, when you got a second house, eighth house opposition going on, you really, like your life literally depends on it, cannot look back. You've got to, like I say, no, I'm not going into a dumpster. This is happening for me, not to me. And the minute we turn around away from that, uh, yeah, so all this Aquarius energy too is going to be all about the mystical marriage, the marriage of the brain to the heart. See, that's the marriage. That's the marriage you really want. That's the eternal marriage. Use this incarnation properly, you know. Yeah, as I said, this nurse looked in the mirror in the camera and said, and you know she was telling the truth. She wasn't a politician. She said, with their last breath, this woman said to her, "I don't believe COVID-19," and then she died. So your beliefs are really, really strong. And as I said, it only took 4 years for the Nazis to take over Germany. So 4 more years of Donald Trump, it would not be the America our forefathers and all of our relatives died for when America was, the united, not the divided states of America. So this was, I'm not condoning by any stretch of the imagination this person with no character whatsoever. You can't compare it to anything. It's just yeah. Uh, uh, well, they say those who carry grudges are not substantial enough. He's just not substantial enough, and he keeps on wanting things to fill that black hole, that void, and instead of accepting, like Pam Youngum said here, I didn't even get to the part I underlined. Our journey through the last month of 2020, that's December, begins in the otherworldly realm of eclipse season, with a Gemini lunar eclipse having occurred on November 30th. Well, I'm doing this show right now on the 20th, the day before the sun enters Sagittarius, leaves Scorpio. The sun illuminates wherever it goes. So the intensity is going to still be there, but Venus is still in Scorpio. Venus is still in Scorpio, and she's going to stay in Scorpio until, one second, please. I left this book out here, so I wouldn't have to fish around. Okay, March, November. Venus on December 15th, I believe, enters, leaves Scorpio. Leaves Scorpio. December 15th. I'll give you the exact date there. Here we go. Yeah, Venus enters Sag at 8:21 a.m. on Tuesday, the 15th of December. So on the 14th, Monday, the 14th of December, will be the last full day of Venus in Scorpio. And she'll be doing a real sextile to Pluto in late 20s Capricorn. So that should be interesting. Remember, what Jupiter's going to expand your happiness in Venus. And Venus in Scorpio, while Venus is in Scorpio, even though the sun's going to be out of Scorpio, once a year we get where Venus brings a sweet time with her. Your sun is your purpose, your Mars is your method, your modus operandi. And at the end of the day, Venus is always going to have her way. They should teach people in school instead of, business schools about look for your partner, your opponent's vital point, most vulnerable point, and then kill him. Go in for the kill. That's the Donald Trump school. That's the old school. That's the old Republican order. But the new one is study their astrology chart. And then remember, at the end of the day, where is their Venus? And then play up to that Venus. Like say they have Venus in Aries, pride them on being so passionate, instead of headstrong and stubborn. Well, as I said, all these things take time and imagination, and these are all people who are too lazy. They feel like, if the meter's not running, it used to be, lawyers and prostitutes have in common the meter's always running, it's never off, and that's Donald Trump, the meter's always running, it's like Shark, he never sleeps, he can smell blood in the water, and we put this man in the White House with this whole grifter family, and my big fear is that Joe Biden is not going to waste time, he says, pursuing all these crimes. Oh, no, don't take the Obama, let's look the other way, like just not blame Cheney for any of this endless war we're still fighting 18 years later. Remember, the last time the North Node was where it is now was 18 and a half years ago, so please, let's stay on Obama's back. And please, let's not do a Jerry Ford and pardon this guy. Man, I know there's this whole, it's not easy, this thing where, they'll be merciful, and those are, these people don't understand anything but tough love. These are very sick people. Until they get their mind back, they got no mind. They lost it, It's like, this guy's got poop for brains, And then, as I said, the technophiles, they believe that technology is going to fix everything. Does not do any work on my inner self. Work on your character defects. Work on your character defects. Okay, so since the unraveling of our mundane reality is nonstop at this point, and by the second week of December, significant, potentially life-changing planetary events occur. So Pam Gregory said when I told her, the Big Bang Theory's bogus, it's a lie, and science is in crisis over it. And Neil deGrasse Tyson is their pitch guy now, and medicine is for the last couple of hundred years totally took mind out of mind body spirit connection. And she says, "Oh, Frank, that's just the tip of the iceberg," something to that effect. So, a lot of well-educated people, I know myself, have talked to good friends of mine who live in the States now, who when they were vacationing in these amazing resort private homes by millionaires. I know a lot of wealthy people, and in Central America, Chile, Peru, where extraterrestrial is like everyday thing. You talk to anybody in Central America, they don't mock if you mention extraterrestrials. They go, "Oh yeah, I know a friend saw it at the same spot." Yeah, that's where they are. No, in America, So no. I want to know exactly what's going on in 51 there. Just like Dr. Martin Luther King said, love is the greatest force in the universe. It is the heartbeat of the moral cosmos. He who loves is a participant in the being of God. So, like Stephen Hawking said, rest his twisted soul, and I'm just saying that with as much love as I could conjure. I have a lot of pity for that twisted, sick man. He said, and this is the God's honest truth: if extraterrestrials exist, they exist for one reason only, solely to eat us. And well, consider, like I said on my last show, consider the source. You know, well, what's going on now? We just finished a few days ago, the 14th of November. We had Uranus helping us release what was stuck. And if you've noticed here, politically, yeah, a lot of. Oh no, I'm afraid she's going to attack me again. Believe me, we have a loving. Yes, I love. Oh, thank you, darling. Yeah, she's saying thank you. She wants me to get off the phone. We face another spike in combativeness with the third of five Pluto-Uranus squares on December 10th, as those who attempt to control are stymied by that force of nature uh, known as the independent spirit. When you wake up in the morning, say hi to your spirit. Say, okay, spirit, got a chance to let our spirit shine. Let my inner spirit shine. Shine, shine, shine. I will not hide my light under a barrel now. I'm out. I'm out and about. Uh, I feel like seeing Donald Trump. See ya, wouldn't want to be ya. Yeah, not for all the tea in Mexico would I want to walk a mile. As I said, I'm a native New Yorker. Even though I moved here, I occasionally had, friends in New York I would visit in Manhattan. City's so nice, they named it twice. And, we all know he's what's that, three-card Monty? You put the peanut under three shells, and then he's just one of those. He's a three-card, a bait and switch. So now the whole world understands, got an education. See, that's why Tibetan people say these people like Donald Trump, and don't glorify him saying he's Satan or anything. He's just a three-card Monty grifter, but he needed to educate the world. Didn't know that these people exist. The people in India knew, people in New York City knew, parts of LA, but for the most part, you're Gabby's not. She said, I warned you, Frank. I said thank you. Yeah, usually when I do a reading on the phone and I hang up, I always say thank you to people. And then she figured this out around 20 years ago. So when she wants to get me off the phone, she says, thank you. She says, in other words, come on, Frank, let's get off the phone now. Yeah, let me plug this sucker back in because I'm just about out of time here. We got like 10 minutes left, and I want to do some tarot cards. Yeah, do some tarot cards for y'all. So yeah, full moons. Remember, our body is 90% of a huge amount of water. The tides, everything gets high when the water is high, when the full moons happen, and our landscape, our landmarks. Like I make a left at that tree. Well, the tree's submerged, so we get disoriented, and then fear kicks in. So just subside down, breathe in, and then when the water comes down, we see a whole new landscape. So don't freak out during full moons. And this one coming up, remember tomorrow the sun enters Sagittarius. Sagittarius is the juggler, the optimist. Sagittarius, they're the archer. They sometimes have to shoot that arrow a few times to get where they're going. But I always see like John Belushi in the movie Animal House where he's sitting on the stairs and he's trying to cheer up this guy and he gets an empty beer can and crushes it on his scalp to try to make the guy laugh. Like the Sag, it's like, they really want people to be optimistic. They say they make great friends, but their love of travel makes them unavailable wherever you need them. Okay, Mercury is the higher octave of, I believe, Uranus. So, because we have Mercury very close No, that's coming up. 1 second. Okay. Okay, let's get back to December because this month's almost over. Oh yeah, the numerology for the United for Joe Biden. Let's get the numerology for Joe Biden. He was born on 11/20. Today's Joe Biden's birthday. Happy birthday, Mr. President. So on a daily basis, he was born to be a parent. He's a father. He's got that four energy, like a lot of times women would come to see me, young mothers, and they're not happy that they're a young mother, and then I'll remind them when you were a toddler and your mother was having a coffee clutch with your neighbor and you were there on the floor playing with your little baby doll and your mother's girlfriend said to her, wow, that friend of your daughter there, she's got some imagination. She really thinks that doll is real. And you looked at it and you said, I'll show you what's real. So I said, you knew you were going to be a mother when you were a toddler, So a lot of times I'll see these women in the park with their babies or fathers, and the little girl's she's a toddler herself, and she's wheeling her baby toddler in a stroller. And I don't say anything to them when they're perfect strangers, but I say, well, she's going to be a mother. There's the Mothers of America right there, So, yeah, the first 3 years of your child's life and your life too, you would tell in the entire universe, especially your parents, this is what I'm going to do when I'm an adult. So pay attention to your child. After three, from the time that soft spot, and then when it gets hard, they cut off to your guides, that's when the ego starts. See, then you reach a stage 50, 60, 70, we're on different schedules, a lot earlier for a lot of people, where you start transcending your ego. And then when you start transcending your ego, uh, that small voice, the voice of your connection with God gets so strong, and you're just, every moment is filled with joy. And so, yeah, oh, yeah, I know there's extraterrestrials among us. I've met a few, and this is just validating my hunches, and I've had many encounters in the dream state, which I'm sure will telling me be prepared. See, when you understand that universe is pure love, then there's not much energy goes into fear. That's why the last 4 years we've had so much disease. The fear, any disease, any sickness, the root is fear. Fear, at ease disease, there's a fungus among us. Okay, so Joe Biden, has got Uranus going to be, when he starts office, the opposition of Uranus, um, uh, conjunct 6 degrees. His moon is 6 degrees, 5 degrees Taurus. So it'll be by the end of next year, Uranus will be out in the testing will be over, and he'll be so he'll have 3 years of his 4 year stretch there, and every moment of it is going to have Uranus in opposition to his Mars, his Mercury, his Sun, his Venus, and then his ascendant. So it's going to be all kinds of unexpected breakthroughs. I think he's going to be blown away more than anybody else. He's a humble guy, say what you want about him, but Joe's no Donald Trump, man. He's thank God for that. Yeah, Donald's going to be doing time when he, I don't think there's any federal pardon that can keep him out of New York State, what they have against him. So for the United States of America, all this we're approaching, look for 22 degrees Capricorn is in your chart. So Pluto in America's chart is 27 degrees. So 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 5-degree orb. So the dance is happening now with Pluto. And so there's a lot. So the power is shifting. People don't give up power. It says, for the past 200 years, the Jupiter-Saturn cycle has mostly been seated in Earth signs, with the exceptions of 1821 Aries fire and in 1980-81 Libra air. Earth signs tend to move methodically and build on existing foundation. The Jupiter-Saturn synodic cycle of 2020 will take its first breath in the air sign, and it's very reform-oriented air sign at that. Yeah, so the old is going. We're going through that last difficult part of the birth canal now. So please be joyful, be enthusiastic, and let's play down the violence thing now. Uh, because there's a potential for violence. Violence is people who, as they said, the last resort. JFK said, "Violence is the last resort for people who people won't listen to." So let's listen to what they have to say. That's hard. I know that's. I just heard me say that. I go, "What did you say, Frank?" We know what they want to say, and it's brainwashing. I can't pollute myself with this Fox News stuff. The last time Jupiter and Saturn aligned revolutionary Aquarius was on January 7th, 1405. The 1400s are considered the final century of the Middle Ages. A Wikipedia article explains the 15th century is seen as the bridge between the late Middle Ages and the early Renaissance. See, that's what's happening now. We're having a mental renaissance. And like I say, we've been staring at the shadow on the wall